I read his book called Louis Armstrong Extravagant Life. It was a rough read because it was a lot of the stuff that he went through in his life. A lot of the stuff that he went through in his life is not. A lot of it is not depicted on stage because I think it would be too gruesome and torturous. And I felt like they stripped me away from that a little bit. For example, they don't want him to be as mean as he was. They don't want him to be as womanizing as he was. And even though he was a womanizer, but they want him to be likable. And I believe that he wanted to be likable because of what his soul was. He pushed down a little bit so that he what am I trying to say here, Juson? Think. What I'm trying to say is that I think he covered a lot of what his feelings with the laughing and the joking and the being dirty mouthed. I think he hid away all of that, which in the real world a lot of us do because we don't want to deal with that. But and I do that as well. So I connected with that. So, and I asked my director, I said, I think we should push him a little more. I want to push him. And he was like, yeah, well, he has parts. He has space in the piece where he's pushed and he does this and he goes for it. And I was like, And I said, I'm going to trust my director because I believe in him. He's awesome. And I did. And the reason why he wants to pull it back some is because it's a 2.5-hour piece. And we don't want all of that. We want all the good that he's done, everything that he's changed the face of. They want all of that. But I did not know that he was a pimp at 16. I did not know this. And it was crazy to me. It was crazy to me. I did not know that he had this knife-wielding wife who they used to throw bricks at each other. They used to fight like cats and dogs. We don't depict that here. It seems like Louis is scared of her a little bit. You know what I mean? And he's fascinated at the same time. So you know how that goes. You know, it's a little innuendo. You know, and then you go home and you do, and it's like, oh, life is happy again. I can absolutely connect with that because I was married before, and it's crazy. But there's something really sentimental about this man that I feel I always get to the end because I feel like I carry all these things on my back from the beginning of the show to the end, where I have to play a 12-year-old all the way to 71. And it's really hard to keep your composure when you're carrying that many souls on your back. A show like this, carrying all the weight of all of this stuff on your back, the racism, the wanting to be the greatest, the wives, his sickness that he was hiding from the world, and his wives, all of that at the end brings me to a release. And I try to keep my composure, but it's really hard not to release it. And I feel like I would do myself a disservice in the moment if I didn't release what was there. And there are sometimes I'm like, oh my God, no, not now. Let me hit the last note. Let me hit the last note first and then let it go. But it always happens right before I sing it because my wives are saying, shake up the world. You did this, you did that, you did this, you did that. Be happy now that you're going. Don't. I know that you've always been happy, but now you can release all that stuff that you've been holding tight to and let it go. And that's where I just let go. Right before I sing, I see trees of green. It's so crazy, but it never fails. It always happens. Sometimes it's harder than others. It's lighter than others, and sometimes it's heavier than others. But nonetheless, it's a journey that I'm on, and I love every minute of it because it's like true to me. Like, I lost my parents when I was 11. He, at 11, was on his own.